Hi, it's Mr. Wicklehouse again. And today, we're going to simplify the imaginary number I when it's raised to a certain power. Okay, let's get this show on the road. So here's the idea. I hope you guys are able to read this. All right, came out a little darker than I wanted it to be. So here's the idea. We know that the number I equals the square root of -1. We know that. We've talked about that in the past couple videos, so on and so forth. I also mentioned in the last video that I squared equals -1, which makes sense because if I take this square root and I square it, I just get what's underneath. Well, there's two other possibilities with this that you need to remember, and they are, if I have I cubed is equal to -I. I cubed is equal to -I. So now I've got I is equal to the square root of -1. I squared is equal to -1. I cubed is equal to -I. And finally, I've got I to the fourth, which is actually equal to 1. Okay? Now those four things I need you to commit to memory. If you could commit these things to memory, that I is equal to the square root of -1, I squared is equal to -1, I cubed is equal to -I, and I to the fourth is equal to 1, then you'll be able to do any one of these that you need to do. Because if you know these four, everything else after that is easy because it starts repeating itself. It repeats. Okay? So let's do some examples and you'll see what I mean. Here's a couple examples. I've got I to the 7th. I know, I'm going to come down here so that we can see it a little better. I know I to the 7th, I could break that down as I to the 4th times I to the 3rd. Okay? Well, I to the 4th is just 1, so I can essentially ignore that. And what did I say I to the 3rd was? -I. That's my answer. So I to the 7th equals -I. That's it. That's pretty easy, right? Let's do another one. Let's do this one. I to the 73rd. Well, how many times does 4 go into I to the 73rd? So I'll do 73 divided by 4, and I get 18. Okay. So then I do 18 times 4, and I get 72. So I got I to the 72 times I. So I to the 72 times I is I to the 73rd. I just took 4 and divided it into 73, found out that 18 goes into that, multiplied that by 18, and got the 72, and then subtracted that from 73 to get how many were left over. This is essentially the same as I to the 4th, so it is 1. So my answer to this is I. Or you could think about it as the square root of -1. But ultimately, this is the answer that we want. I to the 73rd is equal to I. So to recap, I take whatever the exponent is, I divide it by 4, whatever number that is. So in this case it was 18. I multiplied that 18 by 4 and got 72. I subtracted the 72 from the 73 to figure out how many I's I had left. That's it. Done and done. If you have questions, come and see me. If you don't, knock this crazy stuff out and be done with it. I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day.